Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to the show. I couldn't be more thrilled to introduce a friend of mine, Amara Durham with Amara Durham Consulting. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate being here.
Well, we've known each other for a long time, and I want you to tell everybody how we met.
Well, I had the good fortune of meeting you when I had the need to help bring awareness to our community about substance abuse treatment. In Texas, we didn't have anyone focused on substance abuse treatment, and until you came into our lives, we had no way to share this opportunity with the community at large.
And you've branched off into your own, so what is that like?
It's exciting. I feel like it's an incredible blessing to be invited into people's homes and lives to help them not just find a great fit for treatment, whether that's outpatient or residential, but to come up with a strategy, not a quick fix, but a strategy where it's all encompassing, where the entire family is getting the help they need. Because addiction or mental health issues, they affect everyone. It's not just the identified patient, that one person.
So walk me through this. A family from the Park Cities decides they need help. They can't get their arms around this. They don't know how to deal with their son or daughter. So they reach out to you, and then what happens?
Well, let's expand that. And let's say a client calls me from anywhere in the world. They know there's a problem, but they don't really know what that problem is. And so they call me and say, it smells like this, it talks like this, it walks like this. Can you help us out? And I pull together teams of experts anywhere around the world to do everything from assessment, intervention, referral to treatment. And what we're really good at is advocacy during treatment, making sure your loved one is getting their needs met. Are they with the right therapist, doctor? Is the bed too short? Whatever that might be, all the while holding the team accountable, because this is all about time and treasure. It's a long journey. I tell my clients it's about 12 to 18 months for a family to get the help they need. And this is for any age client. So making sure that that team is being held accountable to a calendar and to a budget. And then where the real work is, that's aftercare planning and accountability. How do we make sure that when that person steps back into their home and into their work life, there is a network of support around that individual, and most importantly, around that family. So while that loved one's getting help, what does the family need to do, and what resources do they have? And we will provide all of that for them.
Well, what I always say is that if I was taking a trip to Mexico, you could hire a Spanish speaker to give you a tour, or you could hire the person who has lived there their whole life. They know the alleyways, they know where to go, where not to go. You really know the alleyways, don't you?
I do, and it's tragic because our healthcare system and insurance system is incredibly broken. Parity is not really actual in my experience, which is devastating. Families should not have to leverage their lives to get the help they need. They shouldn't have to go into debt, but the reality is that very often they have to. And so how do you navigate this fractured healthcare system? How do you navigate the insurance system and leverage that? And it can't always be done. It is a broken system, and sadly, someone needs to guide families through that.
We're going to show your media page because you're often called on, really across the country, to give a quote on addiction. Is that fun for you when you do media interviews?
I love it. I love it. The most difficult thing about my role is the lack of control, because control is an illusion. We can't control anyone. And the second is the number of hours in my day. So the more people I can reach through my Facebook page or my Instagram or my Twitter account, where I'm giving actual evidence-based research and giving direction to salient topics, that makes me happy because I can't be everywhere. And the need is everywhere.
So tell everybody about your the diversity of your services. So you're working with families that may have a drug and alcohol addiction crisis, but also mental health.
Yes. You know, it's my perspective, given my experience, that no one wakes up and says, I'm going to be an addict. I'm going to be an alcoholic. They wake up and they're in pain. And they're in pain because of anxiety, depression, trauma, something that's really shaken them in their self-worth and their belief in themselves and their core values. And so then becomes behaviors that begin to mask that pain. And in my opinion, things start out as a mental health issue, and then we have ancillary issues like co-occurring issues. And so for our practice, we help people who present with mental health issues, substance abuse issues, traumatic brain injury, anyone who requires a very sophisticated team who can handle not just medical care and therapeutic care, but they may need a restructure to the trust that they have. They may have a criminal issue and they're facing a DWI and they need help creating a plea agreement. As an attorney, I know the importance of not just putting people in prison, but giving people an opportunity to genuinely rehabilitate, not just therapeutically. And so working with attorneys to create those plea deals, working with CPAs who can help with finances and structuring finances to protect from liability or from lawsuit, or paying bills while someone's in treatment.
Wow, you're amazing, and you're going to have to come back. Promise me you will?
Absolutely.
We're going to put your website up so people can get a hold of you, and it's AmaraDurham.com.
Yes.
That's it, right there on the screen. She's the best, folks.
Thank you, Jeff. It's an honor.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.